Adorama TV presents Getting the Shot with Corey Rich.
Hi, I'm Corey Rich, and you're watching Adorama TV. In this episode of Getting the Shot, I'm going to talk about intermediate DSLR sound recording techniques. Now, this is part 2 in a series. 2 weeks ago, I did the basics of sound recording with a DSLR camera. Today, we're going to get into some of the additional devices, the tools that you can add to your audio or sound recording quiver to capture better sound. In the first episode, I really focused on the basics of recording sound with your DSLR camera, and really sort of the fundamental techniques of pointing your microphone at the audio source you want to record, some of the techniques for dealing with wind, identifying where the microphone is on your camera, learning how to control the audio levels when recording on your camera. Those techniques and that equipment will allow you to do quite a bit in terms of the basics of recording sound. But if you're doing a lot of recording, shooting video, you'll realize pretty quickly that there's still limits to just your camera and a shotgun mic on top. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. What are those additional tools that you can add to your sound recording kit that allow you to solve some of those problems? One of the things I want to say right up front is, as a filmmaker, your primary objective, if you're the person behind that camera, is to be focused on, 1, what is the story? What are you trying to communicate? And number 2, what visually is happening in front of your camera? And part of that equation is, if you're forced to, it's a one-man band, you've also got to be paying attention to the sound that your camera is recording, or the sounds that you're going to eventually use in your final edited piece. But I'll warn you up front, as soon as you start adding layers to the cake, layers of responsibility, you're paying attention to the storyline, you're paying attention to the visuals, you're paying attention to the audio levels and microphone placements. There's so many things that you're worrying about. The quality bar starts to drop on all 3 fronts, and you start to make mistakes. It's just, one, I've learned through experience, because I've worn all 3 hats many times. And the reality is, when you screw up, you need all of those elements to work in your favor if you're going to create something compelling. So just be conscious. I'm going to talk about a lot of equipment. I'm not telling you need to use all of this equipment every time. And the best case scenario is focus on the story, focus on the visuals, and have someone helping you to do that sound. In episode 1, I ended on describing, if you need higher quality sound and more directional sound recording, you step up to a small add-on shotgun microphone. In my case, I'm a Nikon shooter. That's an MkII microphone. But sometimes that's not enough. And so to take it to that next level, I'm adding a Sennheiser shotgun microphone. It's powered by a battery. It's not bus powered, unlike the MkII. And this can be mounted on top of your camera. It's higher quality sound, more directional sound. Or you can actually take the microphone off of your camera, add a cord or an extension cord, and mount it on a stand or put it on a boom arm. What this allows you to do is get further away from your sound source so that your visual is not attached by the microphone that you're using. The next piece of equipment you might consider adding to your audio quiver would be lavaliers or lav microphones. Lavs you often see on a newscaster when they're giving the weather. It's pinned to their shirt, or if in documentary-style interviews, usually it's hidden inside of someone's shirt. But it's a small microphone that you can mount on your person. They can be wired directly to your camera, or they can be transmitted wirelessly. Now, the beauty of using lavs is it allows you to actually have sound recording on your subject while you're at a distance away from your subject, with more than likely no cords or cables running into the shot. So this is great if you're doing an interview, number 1, or if, let's say, for example, I'm a distance away shooting Zach, prepping his gear. He could actually have the lav on him, and we're capturing some of the sound of him racking the equipment up. Or let's say he's actually climbing or hiking, I can hear him breathing while he's walking. So I might be filming, and every time I press that record button, I'm picking up the sound on Zach. The next thing that I think filmmakers realize when it comes to recording sound is, okay, I've got my shotgun microphone, I have my lavalier microphone, but my DSLR camera only has 1 mic input. And I have 2 people that I want to be recording. Maybe you want lavaliers on both of them as the climbers are walking through the woods and they're having a conversation as you're filming. So now there is kind of a workaround. If you have the right tools, you could get a splitter and you could send both of those lavalier microphones into your DSLR camera and record one to your right channel and one to your left channel. However, there's a drawback to that. You cannot independently control those two microphones. It's not really what the camera is designed to do. So the next step is to add an external recording device to your audio toolbox. That could be a Zoom recorder, it could be a Tascam recorder. There's a variety of recorders at different price points on the market. And the main purpose for adding an external recorder is so that you can add multiple microphones or record multiple microphones at the same time and independently control the level of each microphone. The reality is the human brain is only capable of doing so many things at once. I'm a guy that can't walk, chew gum, and talk at the same time. So I can rarely pull off paying attention to the story, the visuals, and the sound. And I want to be clear, I don't want to leave you with the impression that it's impossible to shoot and record sound at the same time. I just want to be very realistic about when you start getting spread thin, oftentimes something is compromised. A little plug for the next episode, which is the advanced segment. I'm going to bring in a working professional who deals exclusively with recording sound, a sound recordist or a sound mixer, and it will be more of a dialogue actually, where I'll ask questions about some of the things that I don't know how to do, and we'll really dig a little deeper into what high-level sound recording in the field looks like and the tools that one uses to do exactly that. Thanks for listening. I'm Corey Rich. You're watching Adorama TV. Free content just like this is available on a regular basis. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. And tune in next time. We're going to talk about advanced DSLR sound recording with Palmer Taylor. Thanks a bunch. See you soon.
Do you want great-looking prints at low cost? Be sure to visit our easy-to-use online printing service. Adorama Pix has professionals who treat your images with the utmost care that you can count on. For a quick turnaround on photos, cards, or albums, use AdoramaPix.com.